Hi, I'm Zibby from thezibishow.com. I'm here to talk about the documentary Neverland. There's been a lot of talk about it, there's been a lot of reaction, but my job basically is to examine the story and find out what's true and what's not true. Now, based on the evidence, which I've spent years collecting and speaking to a lot of MJ fans from all over the world, I believe Michael Jackson is innocent. Wade Robson and Jimmy Safechuck are basically lying, and there's just one motive: money. Wade Robson was a child protege of Michael's. Michael cast him in a few dance videos. Him and his family sort of leached onto Michael. In fact, in 2005, Wade Robson testified at the trials claiming that Michael Jackson had never assaulted him. What changed? Wade's career fell apart. Wade's marriage fell apart. His life fell apart. He had nothing to live for, nothing to do. He had already stained his reputation. Everyone in the dance community knew him as a liar. No one wanted to be associated with him. And he realized that there was one last thing to do. In 2011, Wade Robson approached the Michael Jackson estate and wanted to choreograph a series of performances in honor of Michael. He met with Johnny Branca. The estate thanked him for his interest, basically, and said, no, thank you. And Wade felt hurt. He felt rejected. And then he realized the only thing he could do was try to get money from the Michael Jackson estate. Now, legally, you cannot sue a dead person. Michael Jackson has been dead for, this will be the 10th year. So Wade can't sue Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson can't sue Wade for defamation, because he's a dead person. You can't sue a dead person. But you can sue the person's estate. Now, Wade Robson decided to take Michael Jackson's estate to court, claiming that they knew that Michael Jackson had molested him for years and did nothing about it. The judge threw out the case because it was proven in court that Wade was a liar. Everything he said was filled up with discrepancies, and it was thrown out of court. Wade decided that the best thing to do would be a media trial. Now, Michael Jackson had his day in court in 2005. He was found innocent. Michael Jackson is dead, can't defend himself anymore, and Wade embarks on a media trial against Michael. Let's examine some of the lies that Wade Robson and his family, and Jimmy Safechuck as well, have told. I'm not just speaking gibberish or whatever. I've got facts here. I've got notes. I've written a lot of notes, okay? I know what I'm saying. I've written a lot of notes about this. I've done a lot of research. So let's just try to unmask Wade Robson's lies. Now, Wade Robson claims that Michael Jackson brought him and his family all the way from Australia to America so he could abuse him. And then Michael Jackson dumped him for Macaulay Culkin. Now, the truth is this. Michael Jackson met Wade Robson and his family when Wade had won some sort of dancing contest in Australia. Now, Wade's mom is, a showbiz mom who wanted the best for her child and also pushy, opportunistic woman, somehow managed to get details. It took her a year, but she was able to keep in touch or get Michael's contact details through his team. This woman tried for a year and begged Michael, saying Wade would never have a chance to be a professional dancer if he lived in Australia and they needed to move to America. So Michael basically, from the goodness of his heart, got this woman and the family, the right sponsorship, the right visas, and they moved over to America. Now, in fact, this woman at some point was heard complaining and grumbling that Michael had shown no interest since they moved to America. Another lie. Wade Robson claims that Michael Jackson basically stopped him from having relationships with women, taught him to hate women. Really? Michael actually introduced Wade Robson to his niece Brandy, and they dated for 7 years. Now, Brandy has said that Wade Robson was a liar who cheated on her constantly, sleeping with anyone he thought would help to advance his career. In fact, can you remember the whole scandal with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and why they broke up? Wade Robson was at the center of that controversy because Wade Robson basically had lied and deceived Britney, got her to think maybe he loved her or something, slept with her because he was trying to get his career forward. It didn't work though, because it was just such a horrible, nasty piece of work. All right, another lie. Wade Robson says Michael Jackson molested him hundreds of times. Now, in 2005, Wade Robson's mother had attested in court, of course, that for about 14 years, Wade and Michael Jackson were together in Neverland just 4 times in 14 years. The other times they were at Neverland, because they were Michael's guests, they were free to go to Neverland. Michael wasn't even there. Remember, Michael was touring the world, recording music. He was barely home. All right, so I don't understand how in 4 visits that you see Michael for a few days, you were molested hundreds of times. That's not adding up at all. Now let's think about this. Wade Robson is a professional choreographer. Why is the dance community not coming out to speak on behalf of Wade Robson? Because everyone in those circles knew him as a liar, an opportunist, and a greedy person. So everyone basically before the scandal had washed their hands off him. Now let's remember this. Janet Jackson, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, was honored by the dance community. She was given an award. Yeah, but Wade is never mentioned. Wade has no career. Wade has no life because he's a deceitful and manipulative person. Now, Jimmy Safechuck says Michael Jackson abused him repeatedly. And the question is, where was his parent? Now, Jimmy Safechuck's mom traveled everywhere with her son and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson paid for these trips. These people were living a luxurious life. They were going on exotic first-class holidays on jets and living the best life on Michael's dime. Okay. A former Wade Robson, as a choreographer, taught a few kids to dance. Now, one of his former pupils has come out to say Wade Robson is a liar. That Wade Robson taught her how to do the moonwalk a few years ago, and she says, if this man, Michael Jackson, you claimed molested you for years and ruined your life and everything, how are you still playing this man's music, dancing to his tunes, and teaching these dance moves, his signature dance moves, to other young children? Wade is not so smart. The thing is, there's so many lies, so it's kind of hard for Wade to keep up, and I totally understand. Okay, so Wade Robson is a proven liar. Over the years, from being a child, he was a liar. Now, child actor Marty York has come out and said that, even as children, Wade Robson was terrible. When they were growing up, Wade would lie about all the jobs that he claimed he'd booked. He was just overbearing, and really, no one could stand him. David Horton, who is a former MJ employee, has come out and said that, in fact, Wade and his mom were definitely taking advantage of Michael Jackson. Now, Mr. Horton says while they would be on the tour bus, Michael had his own bus, and then the hangers-ons like the Safechucks, the Robsons would always be there making their displeasure known, grumbling, whinging, and complaining about something, and trying to, get Michael on the phone to complain about one thing or the other. Those people definitely put Michael under a tremendous amount of strain. Now, Wade Robson insinuated that Aaron Carter, who's the younger brother of Nick from the Backstreet Boys, was molested by Michael. Now, Aaron has come out on Twitter and says he will sue Wade if Wade keeps up with those claims. Michael Jackson had given Wade some souvenirs. Wade sold these souvenirs sometime in 2010, 2011, when things were getting tough for him, 2012, 2013. He would sell gloves for as much as $50,000. Now, at some point, he would beg for people to not know, or for people to keep it anonymous, that he was selling Michael's memorabilia. And that's such a difficult word, isn't it? And also, Wade basically had his sister create an online selling account to sell more of these things. So this man molested you, and you're still trying to make money off of him. I mean, if someone really molested you and hurt you, you would want to get rid of everything relating to that person. And getting money in exchange for it would not be the way to go. Jimmy Safechuck's mom has come out and said that she celebrated Michael Jackson dying in 2009. She said she was happy because it meant he would never molest any child. Now, the crazy thing is, up until that time, Jimmy Safechuck never said Michael molested him. But in 2013, Jimmy Safechuck claimed he remembered that Michael molested him. So, why was his mom celebrating in 2009? Now, the amazing thing is, Wade Robson and Jimmy Safechuck's stories were very different. And then they met a man called Victor Gutierrez. Now, Victor Gutierrez is a man who wrote a sick fictional book about Michael abusing kids. Michael Jackson actually sued Victor Gutierrez for $2.7 million. He was awarded $2.7 million. Victor ran away from the US. He fled. Now, all of a sudden, their stories are very in line with what this sick man wrote in his book. It's like fiction. We know it's fiction. Why isn't anyone trying to do the research? The fact that these cases were thrown out for being ridiculous. Ugh, poor Michael. Brett Barnes is another affiliate of Michael Jackson. And I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Okay, so Brett appears in that documentary, Leaving Neverland. There's a clip of Brett, and Wade and Jimmy are insinuating that Brett was molested by Michael Jackson. Brett has come out. His lawyers have written to HBO saying you cannot air that piece because you have lies in there. You have the image and likeness and name of our client who says he was never assaulted, he was never molested by Michael Jackson. So he says if they don't, of course, withdraw that, take away his name, his image, or his likeness, they will go to court. So it's crazy. Now let's get this thing straight. I don't want to go on for too long. You know what? There are too many lies. I'm almost out of time now, so I'm gonna have to shorten this. So, the FBI did a 10-year investigation on Michael Jackson, found nothing. Santa Barbara DA found nothing. LAPD found nothing. The jury found nothing. In court found nothing. Tell me, a black man accused of molesting children, if there was a shred of evidence, he would have gone down. Now let's think about it. Mike Tyson went to jail. Bobby Brown went to jail. Bill Cosby's in jail. Tupac went to jail. Rick James, Chuck Berry. These are men that went to jail because there was a little bit of evidence. So why did Michael go to jail? There was no evidence because Michael never did anything wrong. It's that simple. Now let's think about it. Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin's daughter. Did he go to jail for that? No. Elvis Presley started dating a 14-year-old Priscilla. Did he go to jail for that? No. Steve Tyler, I love him. But he dated a 14-year-old and had her parents sign over custody to him. Did he go to jail for that? No. Why Michael? Why is an innocent man being hounded? Now, let's not forget, Michael Jackson was the biggest star in the world. Michael Jackson was the most powerful person in the world. Some people didn't like that. Sony didn't like that. Tommy Mottola didn't like that at the end of the day. You know, they didn't like that. How could this young black kid own the rights to the music from one of the biggest bands in the world, the Beatles? Michael Jackson basically owned half of Sony's entire music catalog. Now let's get this straight. This man, Michael Jackson, who's been falsely accused, didn't just die. He was murdered. Conrad Murray went to jail for 2 years for killing Michael Jackson. On whose orders, we don't know yet. Michael Jackson is innocent. I'm sorry I'm getting all on 10,000, but you know, when it comes to Michael Jackson, I feel like we need to leave him alone. We failed him when he was here. We didn't protect him. And now he's gone. We can't let these people continue to rape, plunge, and kill Michael. It's like bringing out the knife and stabbing him again. It's absolutely wrong. Michael doesn't deserve it. He never, ever did anything to deserve this. And to Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, everyone who's giving a voice to Michael's accusers, Michael's false accusers, and who don't care about the truth, all I can say is, may karma visit you at your door. Oprah, we know what you did to Monique. We know what you did. You're not as lovely as you make the world think you are. And you, Oprah, were one of the first people to make Michael look like a freak with that ridiculous interview you had. He gave you your highest ratings ever. And you turn around, you spit on his grave. That's wrong. If you've not seen the documentary, please do not see the documentary. You don't need to see that documentary. Instead of seeing that documentary, go out there and listen to Michael Jackson's music. And together, we can heal the world and make it a better place. Can I add that Wade Robson hounded Taj for tickets to Michael Jackson's memoriam? Now, Wade Robson had a list of himself and his entire family, about 8 people on that list. Now, this man allegedly molested you, but you went out of your way to bring your entire family to attend his funeral. Anything for the limelight. And even years after, you continue to do tributes to MJ from all over the world, trying to use MJ's money to put food on your table. And once the estate said, we don't want to work with you, all of a sudden he became your enemy. Wade Robson, Jimmy Safechuck, Gavin Arvizo, Jordan Chandler, and anyone who ever took advantage of Michael. I have no words for you. God bless you, Michael Jackson. Thank you.